Hey David, figured I could probably leave you a video driving up to Georgetown and speaking a little bit over it, but I'd have to say so far the car feels a lot like my car. You know, it handles very well, and the one thing I can't quite figure out is when you're driving along and you do just kind of light turns, you know, it feels like my car, but then when you crank on it even more, it feels like you're a little bit more responsive, and you've got a little bit more grip, it feels like, than my car. I can't quite figure that out. I wonder if it's just from running, and I don't know what your rebound and compression is set at, but yeah, it just feels a little bit more responsive, and it might just be from the stiffer spring rate, which I can't remember what you told me it is. But overall, it feels a lot like my car. Definitely, even low end, this car pulls so much better than mine does, because my car will just kind of want to lug. In this car, even, you know, I'm in fifth, and it's just, it'll even pull up something like this a lot better than it will in my car. My car just kind of goes, yeah, no, this isn't going to happen, and the car just kind of keeps pulling and keeps doing its thing, and there's really no, you know, it acts absolutely wonderful, and it handles just perfect. I just can't, it's just great, you know, and catch up to cars in front of you really fast in this car, I can definitely tell you. What else was there? Brakes feel really good. It was kind of interesting because I did a pull earlier, and when I got on the brakes pretty hard, you know, you could actually feel the duress actually broke loose, and I think it was just from the tires being still kind of cold. And that's one thing that my car never does on the street. You know, I don't brake, even if I broke the same pressure that I did, you know, in my car with the HT10s on it, it wouldn't. I don't think it would break the tires loose like that, even with warm pads. So I'm definitely jealous of the M3 brakes now and want to do a BBK on my car. But overall, I don't hear any squawks or squeaks that are weird. I hear the doubles, you know, in the rear do their little shake, but that, you know, my car does it, and all the older DC Klein doubles make that same noise. I definitely don't really like the little carbon fiber add-on pieces inside the interior. That was kind of tacky. I'm surprised Patrick put that on. And that, and then the white face. But overall, the car looks like it's holding together great. One thing that was kind of interesting, right when I turned it on, and you know, I talked with your dad for a couple minutes while the car idled fine, and then I, you know, just slowly went out onto the road just right by your house, and when I think I was coasting in neutral, and it had a really irregular idle. It just didn't want to sit on any specific, you know, it would kind of go from 800, it would jump up to 1200 and then come back down, and God, this car handles really, really well. I really like driving this, and the funny thing is I'm, you know, driving and the car's holding the road really well, and this Jeep in front of me is kind of just cruising along at the exact same pace, so I'm surprised that Jeep doesn't go flying off the road anywhere. But everything feels good. Nothing feels loose. The steering's responsive. There's no weird spots in the pedals. The only thing is, it feels like underneath, my foot doesn't really fit in too well when I push the clutch in. I don't know what's going on there. It might just be the upholstery's hanging down a little bit lower, but I don't know what's going on with that. Let's see, what else is there? Body looks like it's in good condition. Fenders were rolled really weird. I don't know if when they did that, I don't know if it was the same time that, I don't think it is, that Brad rolled his fenders, and they did it on a cold, I love this, they did it on a cold, rainy day, and they decided to roll their fenders just to get light, so they cleared like 265s. So, I don't think so, because it looks a little bit better than that, even. But, you know, overall, the exterior is in great condition. I don't see too many problems with it. definitely these stock seats just feel so cushy. And the funny thing is that the car feels even more comfortable than my car, even though it's got the stiffer springs. I think just since my car is so much louder and it brakes are so much louder and all of that, this car even feels just more comfortable. Even though in the background you do hear the TC Klein double shake, which I don't know if you can hear over the audio or not, but let's see. AC is nice and cold, no complaints there. Nothing else I can really think of at the moment. I can actually turn the AC off. The EC exhaust sounds really nice, I'd have to say. The only thing is that, like, at idle and just kind of cruising around at a 3,000 RPM, it's like dead silent. And you know me, I just like it where at idle it's kind of hard to talk, and then if you floor it, you just can't hear the person next to you. I think that's a proper exhaust. So, but I'd definitely keep this EC one on for a while. It sounds pretty good. Shifter feels good. I don't know what shift kit's in it, but I'd be very interested to see, just because I think it feels really good, and it might be the EUC one, which if it is, I think the one that's in the M just needs to be like readjusted or something, because that thing still feels like crap. What else is there? It's even like pulling up this little hill from 3,000 RPM. I'm amazed for a stock M3 and just that 40 or probably 50 more horsepower with the modifications on this car. It pulls so much better than my car. My car feels like the car feels like it has no power now after even just driving this, because this is the first time I've ever driven an M3 that, well, doesn't have a supercharger on it. So it's a new experience for me, definitely. But I think you're going to be very, 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 very pleased with this car. And I absolutely could not wait until you get back and I got a little break and some extra cash, and from nursing school, and we're able to go either to Pueblo, or hopefully I'll be able to save up enough just to go to like one open track day at HPR or something with you, and I can kind of show you around, and we could just trade off like half-hour sessions, and I could ride with you, and then you could ride with me, and we'll figure it out. I can show you the track, because that is one awesome, smooth track. I love the blind turns and the blind braking areas, and it's kind of a really cool, probably most confusing track I've driven yet, but it's still awesome. So let's see, I might take some more videos later, we'll see. But thanks for letting me drive your car.